And hello, everyone. Welcome back to Frontline in the Trenches, FPL in the Trenches, Frontline Prediction League. That's the channel on YouTube. Frontline League over on X. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm your co-host, Scott. Joining me, as always, is BeerMe. BeerMe, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Over yourself, Scott.
I'm doing good. I was about to take a drink, but you asked me too quick. I'm doing good. We were just talking before. It is very, very hot. It's nearly 30 here Celsius, so do your math. 27 was partly today. We've actually had a warning about like poor air quality because it's so hot for us anyway. That's like, oh, it's a snowfall warning in some areas, but it's only a foot. Right, we don't get those warnings. But it's been super hot and like all week, which has been great because I had vacation. It's been good. Not that I went anywhere, but just time off work, and it's been so sunny, so nice. Walked around town, did some fun stuff. Ran with my dog Miley, who's upside down in her dog bed, all tuckered out. She's good after having a bath today. It's good. That's enough about me. Bear me, how are you doing though? Like you've been good with the heat. You said it's coming. Prior, I
It's
didn't
coming.
follow up on that, but it's about to, right?
It
Like
was,
this heat's going
yeah, it
there. It
was,
sounds like.
yep, it was 70. It was 70 here today, so it's gonna get to in the 80s the next few days. So I'm not really a big fan of that.
Mm-mm. No, too hot.
But,
Too hot.
yep.
Well, we've got a double shot of shows to talk about, and not a double shot of shows to talk about coming up. We'll talk about that. Jeremy, let's dive into Battleground first, though. That was our house show on Sunday. We had a main show on Sunday as well, Double or Nothing, but the house show came first. NXT's WWE Battleground. Sunday, May 25th, we did have the FPL European Grand Prix Championship. Atlas Kiama did retain over Danny the Light Jordison. Danny just can't seem to pull that trigger. I will never stop rooting for him or cheering for him and hoping for that, but it just didn't happen again, and Atlas
I
did get
know.
the
It's
win.
just so.
It's
It's been
heartbreaking at
so
this
close.
point.
So close. It is.
Was it like Modstep before, who couldn't quite win anything, then suddenly started to win like all sorts of stuff?
Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like it's going to happen. It just wasn't meant to be here, so.
hmm
It might be a case like for the Euro title, maybe Slammiversary and Impact Show TNA is more up his alley. So Slammiversary, not that he's the contender for it, but you know what I mean. Like maybe that's it, but we'll see. We will see. But no European Grand Prix Championship title change. But we did have an FPL Global Triad Championship change. We do have the second champions of that title already. It is Health Code Violation, which I do think is a better name than Monkey Munchies, even though we all liked it. Health Code Violation, that's kind of a sick wrestling faction team name. I love it. HCV. Monkey Bong, Mac and Cheese, and Lucifer. Monkey Bong, of course, is watching this and of course, is waiting to hear what we say about it because he always targets me in character chat. Even though character chat, like my character and the Scott character in FPL are different, but he knows that and has fun with it. They're champions. He's a former Euro champion, Mac and Cheese as well. Or Monkey Bong was Canadian champion, excuse me. Mac and Cheese was European, and Lucifer, this is his first title, and they've got the trios titles now, the Triad Championship. Beating FBU, your boys, GMSG, Bastion, and Broken Nerd. 89 to 87. That's heartbreak. That's a bonus.
mm
That's, yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you had it. Well, they did. You didn't. You're the one who didn't. So, I mean, another, they could go for it again or reconfiguration. You can slot in there, try to go for it, whatever works. You can see. But new champions, and they will be busy. We'll have Slammiversary coming up, I believe, is their first events. Again, not Worlds Collide. More on that as we go. But we did have the Battleground Elimination Hardcore match, Bear Me. It was Team Camp Applestone. With FPL World Champion Camp Applestone, you, Bear Me Jesus, Captain Coolix Blackwell, James Blake, and Jonathan C.T. Martin versus Team Daisy. Daisy Knoll, who's challenging for the FPL World title at Double or Nothing. More on that as we go. American Champion, Detrick Cyrus, Hunter Williams, Jonathan Monroe, and me. I scored so bad I was the first one out. Everyone else had like 19s or 20s. I had 13. It was just bad. It was rough. It was not a good one. But we do have your side winning. But that didn't bode well going into Double or Nothing. We'll follow up there. But that's another match that you beat me in, Beer Me, so there you go. But I have beaten you before, at least.
That's true.
The full specifics of this one, full credit to CT for writing it. A rare case where I didn't write my own match, but we had to knock this one out quick, and he did. He wrote the full situation with all the eliminations. Please go check that out. It is a lot of fun. This write-up came out, I think, within a half hour of the show finishing, and then Double or Nothing came out around like 3 or 4 in the morning. Yeah, it was Sunday night, but I didn't work Monday, and I powered through the match with the Battle Royal, and we got it done, and it was fun. So there you go. We'll get there. Steel Cage Hardcore match. Mark Harper did defeat Supreme Rock 23-17. This is where things got a little crazier. And actually, yeah, the Battleground match, it was hardcore, so like negatives hurt. So if I got like my 5-pointer wrong, that's why I got 13. So that did hurt us. But Steel Cage Hardcore match. Mark Harper beat Supreme Rock. Team Hardcore, speaking of hardcore, the Arbiter, Canadian champion Eddie Shershot Wood, and Pushino defeated the Round Table, Ralantando, Hiroshi Moses, and Jackson Myrtle. In a First Blood death match, Redhead 12 beat Eli 25-8. And again, that 8 is because if you get something wrong, you get negative, so that's clearly why. Bane the Bissa beat Kurt Colt 27-19. Bad luck for Light of the Cult here. Luke Gray beat Mark Steele by a point. X beat Aiden Mack by 3. Matt Zion beat JJ Rocky and Wookie. See, told you, Matt. Always pick Matt. Sheriff Dog beat the Gaffer. El Cid and Orstello into a no contest. Rab beat Kevin Dynamite. Rab is on a roll. He's in the tournament. He's winning here. He's doing great. Payne versus Omega G. Omega G's got to get his feet under him, but it's going to happen. 3J Platinum beat Memories. Boonjaw beat Papa Snooch. And CM Carlito beat Jut Jut and Billy Grayson. So, as mentioned, the full details are in here. Like I said, there's achievements as well, actually. I didn't say this, but there's Lucifer getting his championship win. Monkey Bong Mac and Lucifer got the Trios title. Atlas retained the title, so he actually hadn't retained previously. Mac and Cheese got match Lead Hunters for the first time, so good luck to them. And as usual, FBU, with their curse, when they lose a big match, get match for the night, because that's clearly what happened there. So yet again, that happened. And Jackson Myrtle got 2,000 points in FPL matches. The Kickoff show highlights are here. The full match write-ups are detailed. Please go check it out. There's a lot of fun stuff here. We really, really appreciate checking this out, giving us details, giving us ideas. We do largely just kind of go like, here's the plan. But we get stuff, you know, the things that are happening storyline-wise, and we run with it, and we have fun. So that takes us to Double or Nothing. Yes, we're going that quick, because that's the next show. Boom. Double or Nothing did happen at the same goddamn time. Technically, their pre-show started at 6:30, while WWE started at 7. The both pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever, started at 8 Eastern. And then when WWE ended around 10:30 or 11, I think it was, or maybe even 11:30, AEW had going till like 12:30. And then after 40 minutes, had a post-show till like 2 in the morning. So AEW both started and ended, and the entirety of everything Battleground, including the post-show and pre-show, happened during. So just different animals here, different stuff. But the show itself did have an impromptu FPL World Championship shot. Cam Popplestone was scheduled to face Daisy Knoll. That became a title match because Cam wanted it. He wasn't even champion when this match was started. It was actually different from that. This was follow-up from WrestleMania because Daisy was champ, and Cam came out and interfered. And Nakagi won the belt. This match was scheduled around that point as the follow-up. Cam then beat Aiden in his shot, so now he's the champ, and he wanted to defend here against Daisy. Daisy killed 2 birds with 1 stone, got her revenge, and beat Cam to become the second ever 3-time champion after James Blake. That's wild to think of. I'll let you say what you want to say here in a second, BeerMe, but my opinion with this, we've had this title, there's been a lot of champions in short order, and I know some would say it's hot-shotting it. I personally feel we have a very strong top of the card. Pun intended. Top of the card pod, wherever you get your podcasts. Go check it out. We have a new episode coming shortly. But this means there's a lot of people worthy of being champion. We've had dominant champions before, James Blake being one of them and something like that. But the fact that it's being traded regularly means they're all deserving of it. And that doesn't mean Daisy won't go on to hold it for a year or drop it in a month. Like, both options, I don't hate, because that just means whoever beats her also is worthy of it. And. But if she holds it for a year, that's cool too. That this is a comparison back to the UFC, BeerMe, but you can remember John Jones. The light heavyweight title was bouncing around like 6 people before he won it, and then he held it for a long-ass time, beating all those people. Like, sometimes it hot potatoes, not because it's weak, but because everyone's strong, and then someone is just better. We don't have that right now. We have everybody strong, and we'll see what happens now. So, impromptu defense by Cam came up short. I think he even told me he's not that great at AW, but he wanted to when he'd done this twice before as Canadian champion and won. So, like, right? Got to do it. Get that stain out of there. But he did lose. And he's hard to put a promo out, and he's very angry and upset. But like me, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and you make a story out of it, and so it's good. But Daisy's champ. What do you feel about this one with her as a 3-time champ now suddenly? Like she lost at Mania, and here she is coming back with the title.
Yeah, congrats! Just in time for Money in the Bank season. So there you go.
That's true. That's true. It's not as quick as when Harper cashed in and Blake didn't have it for a day, but got it back.
Oh yeah,
right. Like it's like drop back, but here we are, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I mean, but in all seriousness, 3 times. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Like
only Blake did it ever before. And again, the reason Blake did it was because there was the impromptu rematch because he got cashed in on. Like by rights, if the Money in the Bank wasn't there, he just would have had a longer second reign. But Money in the Bank came in, interrupted it, added someone with the belt, and then Blake beat them. With the scores, he would have retained anyway against McKennedy in that match. So he wouldn't have lost it there. So he just would have kept going on. So, like, that's a weird one. And Daisy, this was not her title shot. The next title shot was scheduled and ready to go. And now Daisy's the one defending at that match. So, I like the fact that both of the third reigns were kind of like, okay. Like, neither were expected. So, we'll see what happens. And there's a couple 2-time champs, so we'll see who's next. So, I'm very, very intrigued. Maybe Blake gets a 4-time. We'll see. We do have more title matches. The FPL American Championship was defended. Detrick Cyrus did lose in his Wild West Cowboy Brawl hardcore match. Complete cinematic match by CT. Please check that one out as well. He lost it to the GMSG. So in the time that GMSG lost the Canadian title, he's now claimed the American. And he's already mad at Ethan Page stealing his best North American gimmick on NXT after he won the North American title.
Right.
GMSG lost one title on one show and won another one on another simultaneously. In our universe, one happened and then immediately the other show happened. So there's a brief gap of like 2 hours or something, probably between show durations of when he lost one and won the other. But still, in the real world, it's pretty funny. But he has that belt. The North American Clash tournament, we do have our finalists. Bane the Bissa beat Jackson Myrtle and Matt Zion in a death match. Matt with -8. My picks of Matt did not work this time. But Rab beat Mark Steele in the Watson Rules match. So now Bane the Bissa versus Rab is the North American Clash final. And one of them will win and go on to, I believe it's Night of Champions, to challenge the either American champion, GMSG, or the Canadian champion. More on that as we get there. So, well, what's your thoughts on that? GMSG as well. Like we'll tie that in because that's related. But Bane and Rab.
That's off to all of them. But I if I would have filled out my bracket, I wouldn't have had those two in the finals. But hey, it's like March Madness. Here we are. So
I can't
anything can happen.
I can't say we were close to having Matt versus Rab because -8 is a lot lower than 51 or 31, which is what Bane and Jackson got. But had he won, we would have had it. It would have been like...
That's true.
We've never had partners in the final, right? So that could have been fun. But you never know. There's always next year. We'll see what happens. But, yep. All right. The FPL Continental Tag Team Championship. Actually, before I go into that, because you're going to be biased on it, but who do you see winning, Bane or Rab?
Rab.
I'm thinking so, too.
He's on a heater.
Yep. Now, he likes Watson Rules. He's been winning at them. The final is not. It's a normal match. So that might not work for him. But Bane, 51 points on that hardcore match, the death match. I mean, it wouldn't have been enough to beat GMSG's 59. So we'll see. Okay. The tag titles. The contendership match was originally the Kings of the Ring, Bastion and Broken Nerd versus Hell's Kitchen, Mac and Cheese and Lucifer. When the Call of the Mountains lost, they were added. So Sheriff Dog and Mark Harper were added into this to see who the true number one contenders should be. And the Kings won. 122, 112, 100. So the Kings are the new tag team contenders. Bastion and Broken Nerd will be going up against John and CT Martin and Luke Gray. There's a lot of history there. I know Luke and CT were going after you guys, the Must See Good guys. Did they face the Kings? I truly forget now. I'm pretty sure. they challenged both sets. I can't remember.
I'm not for sure. I know.
I think so.
I know.
It's crazy. They must
yeah,
have. They had a few. Yeah. So
I know that they faced us because
Yeah.
that's whenever
that was the feud that like wouldn't
Swerve
die.
faced Hangman.
Yeah, because it went for a while where you guys just kept drawing, and it's like, oh my god. So, okay, well, speaking of the reaction, they did lose their non-title match to Chilltown, Ralentendo and Hiroshimosis by a point, 105 to 104. So, as I mentioned before, that does probably put Chilltown in line after the Kings at the very least, but that does kind of put them in the discussion for the next challengers, if not outright. So we'll see how that goes. Hunter Williams' open challenge, Hunter Williams' birthday open challenge, excuse me. The apostrophe in William threw me off because Williams, but the name is plural, so it should be after. CT will catch that and probably fix it. But Sebastian Escobar, last seen in the Rumble, answered the challenge and won 55 to 53. So he beat him. So history is there, and he got the win. So Escobar does get that win for him. Red, my girl, beat Jonathan Monroe, something I've had trouble with, 57 to 54. I beat Billy Grayson. You might be saying, hey, wasn't it supposed to be a Canadian championship match with me and Eddie Wood? Yes. Eddie didn't get his picks in time. He no-showed. So what we did was, because what happens now is the defense happens at the next main show, and he has a -5. So that'll be Money in the Bank. So the winner of that match will be the Canadian champion that the tournament winner of the North American Clash challenges. If they want the Canadian, it's GMSG if they want the American. So there's that. But I faced Billy Grayson. I beat him. And we, again, Lemonade attacked him with a chair afterwards to send a message to Chair Shot, because that's the guy. Like, right, we'll make something out of it. So there you go. Boonjog did defeat X and Memories, 50-41 to 19. The Casino Battle Royal, Monkey Bong won. So he just knocked off 20 superstars. I don't know if he's counting the eliminations or the win itself, but it's a win on the record. So he did technically defeat 20 people. So I think he was at like 95. He beat 3 there, got the win there, and then took out 20. He just made a big, huge jump on that. But he has made himself the final entrant in the Money in the Bank ladder match. We called that. At least I wanted that. I wanted Monkey Bong in it. So now Monkey Bong could climb and become Monkey in the Bank. Like, it's one step closer. Oh, boy. Atlas Kiyama did defeat Captain Luis Blackwell. He's the European champion. He beat him non-title. James Blake beat Arstella by a point, 50-49. Aiden Mack beat Pushino, 50-47. The Un-Americans, Gaffer and Supreme Rock, they had issues. Beat the Light of the Cult, which is unfortunate because they won, but they also exploded as well. Beer and Jesus, you beat Omega G, who I think has a profile picture now after this one, so we'll see that coming up, but you got the win. Eli beat Wookie. Monkey Bong got a win here as well, beating 3J Platinum and the Arbiter. Payne beat Kevin Dynamite. CM Carlito beat El Cid, and JJ Rocky beat Rufus Bear and Papa Snooch. So, again, achievements are here, and then full specific details from the Kickoff show, the Casino Battle Royal, which was a hell of a lot of fun to write, especially when you have characters teaming up or former character partnerships and wacky stuff. And I love it when 2 people have a cutter, 2 people have a rock bottom, 2 people have a 5-star frog splash. I always try to tie that in to have cool moments back and forth, and then Monkey Bong did win. Red was the runner-up at the Rumble, I think, 2 years ago, and was the runner-up here, so Red's been very, very close. And I think Kevin Dynamite was actually the first one. No, Memories was the first one eliminated from the Rumble and from this one as well. Just scores are the way they do it. But here we are. Eddie Wood, he hurt his knee and hurt his leg, so he wasn't going to defend. He wanted to be full strength. And then so I was, of course, mad at that and went out and faced Billy Grayson, and then we continue from there. So please check this out, guys. The full details are here. A lot of fun. There is the North American Clash updated bracket. I was going to put a big graphic there, but it's there. Bane versus Rab is the final. We'll talk about that in the next event because that's pretty much coming up, I believe. And, yeah, lots of fun stuff here. New world champion. Aftermath was here. Will Colt got involved? We'll talk about that. But first, Worlds Collide. We're not covering it. We were. We had a banner. We had matches announced. There was going to be a trios match between FBU or the Health Code Violation versus the 3-way. Not anymore. So, what we what we did here, there's a full article detailing this. It's very much similar to what happened with Grand Slam Australia, where that was looking like a pay-per-view, but then turned out to be like just a special on TV, taped no less. When Worlds Collide was announced, it really, for all intents and purposes, was an NXT PLE. Even though they brand them WWE ones, it was NXT. And it looked like on Peacock and everything. It was even on the schedules. We've got screenshots of it. CT's like, no, it's here. Over the weekend, I think around Thursday, they started saying, it's on YouTube. YouTube. It's not a PLE. So by our classification, it's more akin to the Grand Slam thing. It's more similar to the Impact Plus specials or TNA Plus specials. So it doesn't fall under our criteria for what we cover. I know even on NXT they did. I think Vic Joseph called it a PLE, but it's like in name only. Like TNA calls Against All Odds a pay-per-view, but it's not. It's an internet pay-per-view, and we don't cover those. It's the semantics of it. So it would have been a fun one to do, but it doesn't fit. That said, maybe down the road we do cover these ones, or they do put it more in line with the others, but it just doesn't fit our criteria, so we're not covering it. Full details are there. I think CT even said, if you have any questions, please let me know. But again, we did have the European Grand Prix Championship defenses. That'll be actually at Night of Champions, and we do have the Euro title on main shows now and then. Night of Champions thematically fits that, so that's okay. The Global Triad title match that was going to happen there, that's 100 billion% only house shows. It will never be on a main show. So that had to get bumped to the next one. And I do believe that will be Great American Bash. Yes, it is Great American Bash. It will be three-way versus Health Code. The Euro title match, Broken Nerd versus, let's see. I'm literally reading it. I know this is horrible content. Night of Champions will be Atlas versus the Arbiter. And then Broken Nerd, he was announced for a shot. He's getting his shot at Great American Bash. So there we go. So we'll go from there. It even said in here, we didn't know what Great American Bash was going to be. We do know that it's actually legitimately an NXT, PLE, etc., that has been announced. So there we go. Sheriff Dog versus Hunter Williams, also announced for Worlds Collide. That'll also be at Great American Bash. And, well, let's dive into that. Because Money in the Bank is here. We'll talk about that, and we'll scroll through a little bit of what's coming up after that. But the FPL World Championship is here, BeerMe. It is Money in the Bank. Boom. That is the next one. And we do have Daisy Knoll, three-time champion, defending against Will Colt, former American champion. And these two have been neck and neck for a long time. Who do you see winning this? Do you see Daisy keeping it for 2 weeks? Or will Will Colt become world champion that quickly? I like both options. I'm not sure what I'm picking yet. I don't know if Daisy Knoll's going to be the one to really keep it for a long while, or at least through this one. But I would not be shocked if Will Colt took this.
I don't know yet. I'm kind of on the same.
It's that strong top of the card, right? Like, if Will Colt won it, it would be another in the list of like, okay, well, that's another like couple week or month long reign, and now Will Colt is the best one we have. Here we go. Like it doesn't devalue anything. I know some people think that, but these are legitimate wins. This isn't storyline, whatever. These are people legit beating others. So that's my thoughts there. We got a week to talk about that one. It is next week, so we'll talk about that then. BeerMe, we'll talk about this right now. Money in the Bank ladder match. The field is set. BeerMe Jesus, Captain Krulix Blackwell, Danny Jordison, Hiroshin Moses, Hunter Williams, Kurt Colt, Payne, and Monkey Bong. Almost alphabetical, Monkey Bong just being the last one in. How do you feel now going into this match, BeerMe? Are you confident? You got the monster Krulix. You got Danny, who could shock the world. He's been looking for this. Hero, ever dangerous. Hunter as well. Kurt Colt, also ever dangerous. Him and Danny, they can work together. Payne, obviously, and the Monkey Bong, who could just shock the world and keep flinging poo.
Yeah, the summer bananas, you know?
The summer is bananas, you're right.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'd feel confident, but Monkey Bong has just beaten like 30 people this weekend, so...
Yeah. He didn't lose a single match. He won the trios match, he won his triple threat, and he won the Battle Royal. Technically, when you consider the Battle Royal as a win on the record, he literally won more than anybody else did, even if they won all their matches, because he also won that. He can say he won literally more, and he adds 20 people to his win.
Yeah.
So.
It's going to be tough.
We'll talk more about that next week. there's not much more to say. It's just who's going to win it, who's going to take it, and who are they going to cash in on. Daisy and Will both have trouble. FPU's historically been the ones like rough for Money in the Bank. So here you are trying to get it yourself. I like that, but will it work? We'll see. We'll see. North American Clash Final, Bane the Bessa versus Rab. Again, this is no stipulation. It's just straight up a match. I'm leaning toward Rab on that. He's just on that momentum roll. I got to go with it. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rab.
All right. The FPL Canadian Championship. I don't get the shot in Phoenix. Instead, I get it in... Where the hell is Money in the Bank? L.A. Eddie Chairshot Wood versus me. Watson rules. Now, there is the thing where if the champion no-shows, the next match is a defense at -5. If he no-shows again, he has a score of 0. Thing is, he was late submitting, but like before, like after the cutoff, we generally the deadline is like the hour mark prior the pre-show, and there's kind of a 15-minute window where we don't close it right away because someone can submit late and have a -5. He was beyond that, so it was like okay, whatever. It's out. It's too late. It should have been closed if this wasn't. So it just got moved here. Knowing that -5. That's an uphill climb on Money in the Bank to retain. Double or Nothing is one thing when there's 10 matches. Money in the Bank's going to have like 6. So
yeah,
that's tough. And I don't like that. I don't like that asterisk of winning. I'm going to pull a Cam Popplestone and want to defend it if I win it that way. And against him. So
what if he beats you?
That's also a very real possibility. That is
Money in the Bank's
brain.
kind of unpredictable, you know?
I absolutely know that. I got to get it right too. So I could fumble this. I could absolutely fumble this. And then what? I was number 30 and lost. Technically, none of our number 30s in the Rumble have ever won, but I didn't either back in the JRPL days. So I've fumbled things before. This could be real bad. Let's not talk about fumbling things. Let's talk about the reaction versus the Kings. I know you're biased. I don't bet against Bash and Broken Nerd much, but I think the reaction are going to be the ones to do this and turn them back. I think it's going to happen. What do you think?
No.
No. Not this time?
No, not this time. The Kings are going to take it.
Okay. We got a bunch of question marks. We'll fill those in momentarily. We do have some kickoff show matches. I think some of these were moved from elsewhere. So we got 3G Platinum versus Jonathan Monroe, CM Carlito versus James Blake, Pushino versus Omega G, X versus Papa Snooch, and Jut versus Rufus Bear. Let's talk about these question marks, though, BeerMe. Let's scroll back up here to get the logo in. Boom. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches. How many do you have?
I have 5. I have 3 kickoffs.
I have 3 kickoffs as well. Words are hard. It's too hot today. I'll announce my 3 kickoffs, then you can do yours, and then we'll do the main show. Right. I got Eli versus JJ Rocky. I like Eli's chances of late. I don't bet against JJ often, but Eli's been kind of shocking things, so I think he might take this.
I want to pick JJ.
Okay. Surf Dog versus Mac and Cheese.
That's tough.
I'm picking Mac. He's a trios champ now. I'm picking him.
He's got some momentum.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll go with Mac and Cheese.
Okay. The GMSG versus Kevin Dynamite. Non-title.
Yeah.
I don't bet against GMSG. Sorry, Kevin. It wouldn't matter.
No,
sorry, man.
I was like picking Kevin Dynamite, but I can't hear, so
exactly.
I'm going to pick GMSG.
What's your kickoff matches, BeerMe?
I have Mark Harper taking on Lucifer.
Ooh. So that ties in with Mac and Cheese and Surf Dog. Okay. I'm kind of leaning toward Lucifer. I'm liking all that momentum on those guys.
I'm actually going to go with Mark Harper on this one.
Okay. What else you got?
I have Aiden Mack taking on the Arbiter.
Ooh, Aiden.
Oh man, I usually pick Aiden Mack too. I'm gonna go with the Arbiter.
I'm liking the momentum I'm seeing over there right now. So. Okay. What else?
All right. I have a non-title kickoff show match. It is Atlas Kiyama taking on Ralantando.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Atlas on that. It's tough. Ralantando could easily win that. He's usually pretty good, but I'm gonna go with Atlas.
I think so too.
All right. What's your main show matches? Keep on going.
All right. I have the winners challenges champion not chosen by the NAC winner at Night of Champions. It will be Jackson Myrtle versus Mark Steele versus Matt Zion.
Okay, so I think those are ones who did well in the tournament from both brackets. With a little bit of our border cross we did before, but not fully. So yeah, if the winner, Rab or Bane, picked the American champion, the winner of the match you just mentioned faces the Canadian champion, or vice versa. So who are they again? You said, I heard Matt Zion at the end.
Yeah, Mark Steele and Jackson Myrtle.
I pick Matt.
How how funny would it be if Matt won, and then you won, and then Matt beat you? Because
you beat me at Mania, so
he did. He did.
One of two people to do it. The other one's G Machine, who's beat me a dozen times. So yeah, he could absolutely. Yeah, he could.
I'm gonna go with this. I kind of want Mark Steele to win it.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go with Jackson Myrtle as the safe bet.
What's the other one?
I have our former words are hard. Former world champion Cam Popplestone.
Ooh, what's his
taking
rebound?
On Redhead 12.
Oh God.
And I'm going to pick Cam Popplestone.
Yeah, I figured. I'm picking my girl, but that's a rough one. That's rough. That's going to be violent. And good.
Cam's going to come out there pretty angry.
He's going to come out swinging. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My main show matches, I do have the Gaffer versus Supreme Rock, which again we've seen that explode. Like I said, if you look at the results for the last two, including the Battle Royal, that team's no more, so they're going at it crazy. So that's a big violent one.
I'll go Supreme Rock on that.
I'm thinking that too. He's the one that like turned on Gaffer, but I think like that's going to continue. Like he'll get the upper hand, then Gaffer can come back after. So I think that this isn't the done in one. So yeah, I'm leaning Gaffer on or Supreme Rock on that. My other one is Monster Mash, El Cid and Memories facing Diamond Syndicate or Stella and the returning RGX. And I don't normally bet against that, so I'm picking Diamond against Monster Mash.
But yeah, I'm going to go Diamond Syndicate as well.
Sounds good. All right, so that is Money in the Bank. We do have stuff beyond that as well, but not quite yet. But Night of Champions did mention a little bit there of what's coming up. Like I said, the Canadian Championship, the World Championship, American Champion Tag, European. 5 title matches will be there. Great American Bash coming afterwards with the amazing graphic by CT there with Will Colt with a mask. And there's the trio titles. And then All In, and then it keeps on going. So this is a lot of fun. We got Evolution confirmed, Slammiversary, SummerSlam, Forbidden Door. Hell of a lot of stuff here coming up, guys. The next show is next weekend. It is Saturday, June 7th. Not the noon Worlds Collide. It will be the 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Money in the Bank. So keep an eye out for that. Get the picks in. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have more on that one next week. But yeah, we'll leave it there, BeerMe. I think we are good to go. How about you? Nothing else here, I think.
Nope, sounds good.
We're all good. All right, perfect, guys. So thanks again. Read those results. Please check it out. Join into our Discord. Follow along the stuff in there. It is Impact Night. Lots going on there. You can check that stuff out. Check out, again, Top of the Card Pod, where we get your podcasts, Google Play, iTunes, all that fun stuff. Check that out. And, of course, ours is Frontline League on X, and this YouTube channel, Frontline Prediction League. Like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We do appreciate it. And, yeah, thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.